I spent the day with Rio Brazil's most dangerous gang. Day 1 of living with the Mexican drug cartel. Gang attacks me in Nigeria's floating slums. These are the type of videos the creator Arab posts on YouTube. And he's doing what the media is afraid to do. He's going behind the scenes in these crazy places and putting himself in danger to bring YouTube his best content. Arab has never shared any of these things before, and he did it for the first time at the Attention Summit. This is his entire 1-hour presentation. Enjoy.
My first taste of success, I was a casual gamer, and I got really good at Fortnite. I know a lot of you guys probably don't play Fortnite, but I created this series called Inside the Mind. It was an educational series that changed the way competitive Fortnite was played for all pros. It upped the skill ceiling. It instantly made players tens of thousands of dollars from the education that I was putting out here. And you can clearly see where I get my first taste of success, because if you look at these views here, so like I'm getting like 400 views at the time per video, and then bang, overnight I upload this series and I get 40K views overnight. And all of a sudden, now my videos are averaging 40,000 views to 60,000 views. My Twitch live streams are getting hundreds to thousands of viewers. And over the course of 3 to 4 months, I basically became the #1 coach in Fortnite, views-wise and results-wise in terms of tournaments. This series right here got ripped off amongst all gaming titles. So people took this series and across Rocket League, across Fortnite, across Rainbow Six, different gaming titles, they basically just ripped the name, ripped the style. And at first I was like really pissed about that. Like, this is my series. Go make your own. I put in the effort to make this, go make your own. And that was just like, that was me being a young creator, not understanding that these people can't replicate me. So it doesn't matter if they're gonna steal or not. I'm gonna keep innovating and I'm gonna keep doing my own thing. So fuck it, steal it. You can't be me. And that's part of like having your own voice. Like when I look at creators, I take inspiration from a variety of different creators, right? But at the end of the day, I want my own voice. I want to be sitting in on a level of content where nobody can go, oh, you copied this person. This is Arab. This is an Arab video. So from there, I went to coaching. I was pulling millions of views coaching competitive Fortnite. I would basically sit in a call with the professional players during tournaments and tell them what to do. They were good at killing. I was good at the brains of keeping them alive. If you guys know how Fortnite works, it's like Hunger Games, but a video game. So from there, I basically noticed that gaming views started dying. Towards the end of 2021, COVID, had hit, and everyone was locked in their rooms for 18 months, 24 months, and all they did was play video games, watch Netflix. Well, the world's opening up again. People are kind of sick of video games. They've been doing it for so long. The world's opening up. They kind of want to see the world. So views just slowly started declining. And I was trying everything to keep the views alive. Everything in gaming, I was trying new strategies, constantly innovating, challenges in gaming. I was winning tournaments without weapons in Fortnite, which is like unheard of. Just strictly off brain and staying alive. And then I noticed that gaming views were dying, that I'm gonna have to expand, and I gotta do it before gaming views hit rock bottom. So I started experimenting. I mean, you can see a variety of different things, like 3 fat brothers rate spicy chicken sandwiches, food reviews, Vegas and titties. Don't ask me, okay? Don't ask me. I was trying shit. This is how much money YouTube pays me for 1 million views. Trying things that have worked before. I mean, this was like copying a title scheme of some YouTubers that don't follow the standard template. There's some YouTubers like Emma Chamberlain, these other YouTubers that basically just upload like cooking in kitchen and they pull 10 million views. So I was trying things like that, trying everything possible. And this is where I noticed the downfall of gaming, right? So my channel went from getting 40,000 subscribers a month to, this is a 3-month graph here, okay? This is a 3-month graph on a channel with 230,000 subscribers. 6.3K subs, that's 2K subs a month. If I'm gonna hit a mil, that's gonna take me like 15 years. These are pussy numbers. Sorry, excuse my language, but like, this is what I'm telling myself in my head, like, are you a bitch? This is the monologue in my head, is like, are you a bitch? You have 230,000 subscribers, but you're gaining 2K subs a month? Are you gonna keep this up for the rest of your life? Because I wanna be a big YouTuber. You know, I love content. And this is unacceptable. I mean, some days I was even losing 241 subscribers. So I was like, all right, well, I have these 230,000 subscribers. I've been trying to expand into real life content. What if I announce to these guys, like, let's start a new channel that's strictly gaming. Let's take the main channel, turn it into real life, okay? So I basically took my two most famous players, Fresh and Clix at the time. Clix is now the #1 Fortnite streamer 3 years in a row. And I launched this new channel with them to basically build a tight fan base of gaming viewers. And within a week, this channel had 50,000 subscribers, 500,000 views. The first few videos did a few 100K each. And the launch was great. So I'm all right, now I got a gaming channel. Now my main channel, I can start uploading more vlogs, experimenting. I know it's gonna be an uphill battle, but you know, let's do it. There was only one issue. So I still didn't enjoy gaming. Gaming views were dying. Even though I'd done this and like I thought it was cool, I built a channel with 50K subs in a week. You know, young me would have always dreamed about that. I can't force myself to play video games. I'm an entertainer, and as much as you guys might think like, oh, your job is to play video games, that's easy. No, you have to enjoy playing the game. You have to enjoy playing it for 18 hours. On top of that, you have to entertain thousands of people. If you don't enjoy it, it is one of the hardest jobs because you have to entertain people. And if you're not enjoying yourself and you have to entertain people, the content sucks. So that was the issue here. So this is the 50,000 subscriber boost on this channel. And now I was left with, this was in August 2021. So now I'm left with two channels that were built off gaming that do not upload gaming content anymore. My numbers are basically useless. It's like how you would watch Tom Brady play football, but you don't necessarily want to watch him eat food, you know? So that's where I decided to launch Travel Arab. Okay, well, the world's opening up. I've saved up a bunch of money from gaming. This is the perfect time to take a risk here and just start traveling the world and live streaming it. So I blacked out all my social media. Okay, in November of 2021, I blacked out all my social media and I tweeted, "Is life even real?" So my whole following is gaming. I black out all my social media, I tweet, "Is life even real?" And I just disappear off the internet for 3 weeks. And in those 3 weeks, I basically solved all the logistics, the announcements, etc., to have a backpack that would have a camera right here and global internet, and I could live stream on it for 24 hours. And if I charged the batteries correctly, I could have an infinite loop of live streaming. So I picked up solo and I started traveling the world every 3 to 5 days in a new country. But before I get to that, I tweeted, "Is life even real?" And this caused a lot of commotion. Everybody in the community, every professional player, every content creator in Fortnite and gaming, "Where's Arab? Arab, I hope you're okay." You know, it's not like Arab to be depressed. Is Arab suicidal? I mean, yeah, the message I tweeted was like, it was a bit cryptic, you know, but it was also the fact that I'm now going to live life. As a gamer who was stuck in his room for 18 hours a day, I felt like this was a pretty good message that you couldn't be like, "Oh, you left us on a bad note, like you faked your death." I mean, I didn't. I just tweeted, "Is life real?" and I put a black profile picture. It's your fault you thought I was suicidal. So then I announced like a travel announcement and I started traveling the world. So now we have this channel here that I built to 50,000 subscribers on gaming that I'm relaunching and I'm trying to experiment with things. So if I'm live streaming 18 hours a day and always hunting content, okay, let's say a crackhead walks up to me in the middle of New Orleans and tries to sell me weed. Well, shit, he didn't see my camera, like, let's take this interaction all the way. You know, like, no, I don't want to buy weed. But do you got any heroin? That's a real clip, by the way. You can find it on my Twitter. Yeah, I might. I'm like, okay. You might. Show me it. He's like, how much you got? How much you want? I'm like, I don't know. I've never purchased. He's like, all right, you got $50? I'm like, well, I mean, not until you show me it. He's like, well, I want to buy some myself. I'm like, how are you going to sell me it? So this is all live. You know, my heart rate's on. Thousands of viewers watching. And I was trying things, okay? I was trying things. This is my first day, real life streaming. I met a stranger on Venice Beach, took her on a date on the Ferris wheel, and kissed her live in front of 1,000 viewers, or thousands of viewers. You know, I went into the fake Rolex or the fake, you know, watch and purse shops in Dubai. They're hidden in like third-story apartments that you have to go behind like 8 locked doors. And then they take you in and they open up this entire emporium of fake things. You've probably never heard of it because it's Dubai, right? They don't show you these things. Lowballing ladyboys in Thailand. So I was trying everything. I mean, if you've been to Thailand, this makes a lot more sense. But they basically just walk up to you on the streets, and they go, excuse the language if it's too vulgar, but they basically go like, "I suck your dick, $50." I'll be like, 20. Like I know they're gonna. I don't want. I don't want to, but it's good content to bargain it. You know, just like see how low you can actually go. I wonder what people actually pay for these things. I'm just out there making content. So, oh, it's all live. 15 to 18 hours a day. I'm live streaming my life from when I wake up till when I go to sleep. On Twitch, live streaming on Twitch, but I'm working on YouTube. I'm pumping everything out in the name of experimentation. Okay, the concept here being like, if you upload enough, you'll eventually figure it out. So I started experimenting with shorts with this content. So not only am I uploading those YouTube highlights, okay, clipping these streams up into like 3 different highlights of whatever's happening, trying different titles, thumbnails, whatever. I'm also pumping these into shorts. So I started building these formulas. I'm in Chicago and a kid starts crying next to me. Brother, like you are ruining the live stream. Here's $100. Shut the fuck up. 20 million views. Just on YouTube. Okay, this one did another 10 mil on TikTok and another 20 mil on Instagram. And that's, can I click this? This is a different one. This kid dropped his ice cream. I paid him $100 to shut the fuck up. So different than the other one. Does this play, this thing? That video's embedded if we could play it. I feel like it would. I don't need that anymore. That was my notes, but I decided to just go from the heart.
Were you doing this all by yourself?
Yeah. This is all by myself.
You were editing everything yourself?
No, I had one editor for shorts, who would get me those clips.
Drop your ice cream? Hey.
Oh, it's not gonna play because the presentation. That's fine, just leave it.
Order ice cream with this.
We could just ignore it.
Yeah. This here's. Okay.
It's not worth the effort.
No crying. Here you go. Got you, bro.
So I could have paid the kid $5, and he would have had the same reaction. I mean, that kid doesn't know, right? It's $5, but a $100 bill is the most universally recognized bill in the entire world. Okay, that's what I learned from all my travels. 45 countries, a $100 bill can get you anything. Whether you're in the slums of Africa or Cannes, France. Okay, we were in Cannes, France on French Independence Day, and every place is fully booked for weeks. I slid the bouncer $100 and we had the best seats in the house. Okay, that's in Cannes, France. Now imagine what you could do with $100 Instagram, 12 mil on TikTok, but people also ripped it, and each time they ripped it, it did 5 to 15 mil again. So this was a good video. Not only that, this video also went viral long form. So at the same time that I was doing all these stream highlights on Arab Live, I was doing 100 days of vlogging on Arab. The concept being, okay, I was good at gaming, but I'm not good at travel content. It would be naive of me to think that I'm a good travel creator when I have spent the last 3 to 4 years of my life 18 hours inside playing video games. I need to learn. And the way I'm going to learn is I'm going to experiment with as many videos as possible, as many different title pieces as possible, and I'm going to deal with all these comments telling me, hey, you fell off. You get 4,000 views now. What happened to million viewed Arab? You get 4,000 views now. But I wanted to be bigger than gaming. I didn't want to be 2K subs a month. Okay? If I want it to be, oh, I can pull 240K subs my entire gaming career in 1 month. That's what I want it to be. Okay? Because I want growth. I always want growth. So I'm willing to take 2 steps back to take 3 steps forward. So in the same time that I was trying the stream highlights and somebody was running that channel for me and I was just like watching over it, I was editing my own daily vlogs. After live streaming for 18 hours, I would edit a 4-minute daily vlog, okay? And I would upload it every day just to see what would work. And this was one of the ones that went viral, 400,000 views. It was kind of mixing the travel and my old gaming. So that was like another formula that I learned would work. So while testing all these things with the shorts, this specific month where I made that reel with the kid, 114,000 subscribers in 1 month. So I now had a proof of concept on what I believed I could do, but it was actually real. It was tangible. I could touch it. I just got a silver play button in 1 month. Holy shit. What can I actually do? So this was a proof of concept to go all in, to keep going all in, and now actually figure out how to hone this and redo this. So I started experimenting more. I started investing more of the cash that I had saved up. I hired a cameraman. I started trying new methods. I started hiring better thumbnail designers. I went ham. Okay, I started investing everything I could, and then I noticed a few more videos started going viral. So this is experimenting on the main channel. You know, you can see there's so many different things. There's like regular vlogs. This was like my first taste of this kind of danger thing. I was always interested in those humans of the world. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Humans of the World, like the New York City stories. Well, what if I just like walked up to homeless people, not taking advantage of them, but learning their story, giving them money to tell me their story from their perspective. This guy was in New Orleans. He was like, oh, I'll show you how real life is. Watch this. Follow me in the Walgreens. He walks in the Walgreens, robs the store, live on camera. Okay, he just, look, I just walk out. He grabs 2 beers, puts them in his pocket, and just walks out. Like, they don't do anything to you? He's like, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? I'm like, okay. So this guy basically confessed murder and robbed a store live on camera. And that's where, like, okay, there's a lot of potential in this series. I ended up stopping it just because I was like, I mean, it requires a different headspace to go out and talk to all the homeless drug addicts in every country you go to, so it was a bit difficult to do that. But I do think this is a good series that one of you could steal. Humans of the World. You just go out, you pay them $50, and you actually hear their story. But this is where I started falling in love with the concept of hearing a story that we've never heard. So it kind of went from like getting views to like, holy shit, this is actually really interesting. So moving on, I kept experimenting, just random shit. Comparing Prime, you know, trying Gordon Ramsay's foods, trying everything that I could do. And then eventually, I kept testing and I got better. So I went to Turkey and I went inside Turkey's replica industry. I don't know if any of you have ever been to Turkey, but Turkey has an entire grand bazaar of fakes. Billions worth, easily. It's miles worth of fakes. Louis Vuitton, Rolex, whatever, shittiest quality that you can think of, but fakes, and they'll sell them to you for $300-400, and people will buy them. Okay, and these are the from experience biggest scammers that I've ever ran into in my life. Okay, they want money, so I paid them some money to let me come film their entire operation. You know, I'll buy a watch from you guys if you come let me, you know, show me your underground store, explain it all to me, blah blah. I filmed it all, I got a pretty good thumbnail, and then I was like, I uploaded it. And 180 days went by, 200 days actually went by, and this video only had 9,000 views. It's like, well, that doesn't make any sense. This is a good fucking video. Something's wrong here. The thumbnail's good. I know it for a fact from experience. The video is good. I mean, it could be much better, but it's good for what I knew at the time. So I upped in and I changed the title. One little title switch, by the way. Thumbnails and titles, you can switch them at any point, especially if your video is evergreen. And it'll cause the video to boom again if that was the issue. So I added 1 billion to the title. And 2 days after I added 1 billion to the title, inside Turkey's $1 billion illegal replica market, the video took off. 2 days after. It took off and it's now at 750,000 views. This is off adding the word 1 billion into the title, that's it. I didn't change anything else. I went and I put it, and then I noticed I was getting a lot of comments on this video, so I went back to it, I'm like, oh shit, it's gone viral. That one title switch made me $4 grand. So don't just upload a video. You always want to upload evergreen videos. You want to try to get evergreen videos, so try not to put like dates or whatever, evergreen videos that people can come back to 3 to 5 years from now. People can always come back to this video. I still get comments from this video, hey, do you have this guy's contact information? Actually, I did. I was trying to turn this guy to not be a scammer, okay, because these were pretty cool people. I went and hung out with them. I put their shop, and they fulfilled the first 50 orders. And then when the video went viral, they basically scammed 100 viewers. They're like, oh, fuck it. Like, instead of creating 100 recurring members, they're like, oh, let's just take 100 initial payments and tell them, screw you. Idiots. Idiots. They could have created a recurring membership delivery service worldwide. It makes no sense. So, moving on. This was like late 2022. I tried a lot of things, and my channel still wasn't picking up. So I posted this video called I'm Lost. And in this video, I'm in Stockholm, Sweden, solo. I always travel solo for the most part. I'm in Stockholm, Sweden, sitting there thinking about the last year and a half of traveling. And I haven't really hit my goals. I gave myself 18 months to make this work, and I'm starting to figure it out, but there's got to be a change in the content. So I let my viewers know on my channel that I'm lost and that there's a change coming. And over these next 2 months, I basically started researching YouTube super heavily, figuring out which niches were weak and could be better, and honing in a voice that I wanted for myself. I'd experimented on short form. I'd learned how to do that. I'd had success with a few long-form videos. Now it's time to actually hone this in, quit live streaming, and just focus fully on YouTube. So this is the video that I shifted my entire perspective after. And this was a pretty creative video, but looking back at it, it's pretty shit. At the time, I was like, okay, this is a masterpiece. And I started the New Arab. Okay, this was the New Arab. This is the beginning of January 2023. I'm going to start traveling to the world's most dangerous places. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. And you can see a shift in the views where I go from, throwing a dart at a map and flying wherever it lands. 18,000 views. I tried stand-up comedy and failed hard 11 months ago. 27,000 views. I traveled to Africa's most dangerous hood. 4,000 views. And that video was pretty weak because I was afraid of the hood at the time. Now I'm pretty fearless 11 months later, but I didn't even go too deep in that one. I got to go back to South Africa and actually redo it correctly. But that pulled 400,000 views and I didn't even really go in. Where's the potential here? There's so much. Get into that a bit later. Potential competition. So I scoured who was doing these kind of videos. There's these two guys that are leading the way, Kurt Kaz and Bald and Bankrupt. They upload 50-minute to an hour-and-a-half videos, raw footage, no storytelling, okay, just raw footage of their adventures in different places, whether it be on trains or walking through the most dangerous street in whatever country they're in. I like this. Danger, adventure, and girls. That's what these guys have in their videos. 3 things I really like. So I'm going to take these 3 things, and I want to do these better than them. I always want to improve and try to do it better. So instead of walking through these streets, let's try to like befriend the guy who owns the street. You know, let's ask around for him, tell him like what we're doing, coming in and trying to hear his story. You know, give some money to the locals, just so you build like a layer of protection. And also like, you know, they kind of like you. You slide a $2 bill here, $5 bill here on the way in, and you kind of have a whole block of protection on the way in. What other YouTubers do I like? Well, I like Yes Theory. Yes Theory tells pretty cool stories. I recommend you guys watch them. They tell pretty cool positive travel stories across the world. And I like this guy named Luke Corns. He also tells pretty cool travel stories. So what if I take this danger niche, okay? These guys aren't YouTubers, by the way. These guys are travelers that just so happen to have big YouTube followings. I'm a YouTuber. At heart, I'm a YouTuber. So that's why I know coming into this, I'm going to be able to perform better than these guys in the long run. Sure, they have a 3-4 year head start, but I'm ruthless on being a YouTuber. They're travelers first. I was a YouTuber first. Now I love traveling, but I'm a YouTuber first. So I take the storytelling, I take the danger, and I build my own voice. Okay, I build my own voice, and the thing about these YouTube videos that I do now is they're real. They're raw. I don't walk around with a big camera, a DSLR. Like Ryan mentioned earlier, I have a small, tiny action cam that I'm really good with from those 18 months of live streaming, travel streaming. I got really good at capturing a clip. I know the limits of my footage. Okay, I know the limits of the camera without it having a screen. And I know how the audio catches, you know, how far I gotta be, etc. I got really good with it. So going into these places, you know, in a 3rd world country, it could even be a 1st world country, with a camera this small, it doesn't like initiate that shield that people have when they're on camera. You know, a lot of places, especially here in the you might lose your job. Well, when you have this small camera, especially in these countries that they don't really have the cancel culture, oh, you can capture everything, fully raw. Okay, there's no, oh, this guy's got a camera crew. I'm solo. I got no weapons on me. Inside South Africa's underground weed trade. Sneaking into South Africa's underground witchcraft market. Solo inside Kenya's most dangerous slum. I survived an exorcism in an African megachurch, but these are all real. These aren't clickbait. These are all real experiences that I just stumbled into. Buying an African wife for 6 cows. I walked into the largest slum in Africa, and within 24 hours, the boys that we met that were showing us around said, "This is my sister that we want to give you." I was like, "What do you mean you want to get, how many cows?" I'm joking. How many cows? 6 cows. 6 cows? I'll do 12 because I like you. So I'll go home. I thought it was a joke. She calls me that day because I gave them my number. They gave her my number. She calls me on WhatsApp. They have one phone for the entire family. She calls me on WhatsApp. It's like, oh shit, this is serious. There's got to be a way where I can get a video out of this and bless the family. It's a win-win. So I hit up the brother. I'm like, hey. Well, first I went in for negotiation. I went in the next day with them. We negotiated for 45 minutes on what she would offer me as a wife. And then I told the brother, I'm like, hey, I would like to buy these cows. I don't want to marry your sister, but I want them, you know, I want this whole thing to kind of go through with only you knowing that it's not real until the end. He's like, I'm like, would they be offended? He said, no, they would love it. You know, that 6 cows is literally 6 months worth of revenue that feeds the family. So we went to the desert, we rented a truck, we bought 6 cows. This is all within 48 hours. Bought 6 cows, brought them to the African slum, walked into the house with 6 cows on a leash, and then offered them to her. And we sat down with her and I told her, I'm like, hey, like, do you love me? And she goes, yeah, I do love you. Lying, by the way. So I ended up giving them the cows, and you know, we went our separate ways. They got blessed. I got a pretty cool story out of it. But you know, gang attacks me in Nigeria's floating slum, infiltrating Nigeria's largest scam operation. So I got messaged on Instagram by one of those like fake social media accounts. You know, they pretend to be a celebrity. Well, the celebrity they were pretending to be was my friend. He's a finance YouTuber. So I started fucking with the scammer. Like, I knew he was a scammer. So, you know, hey man, I love your YouTube videos. I want to know where I should invest my money. Where do you think I should invest my money? He goes, oh, you can invest with me, bro. Like, I'm like, how much can you take? Like, money's a bit tight right now, so I can only do about 200, if that's cool. He goes, oh, bro, you should do more than 200. You can trust me. You should do $500. $500? What do you think I am, poor? If you don't think you can handle 200,000 US dollars, let me know and I'll take my money elsewhere. And from there, the scammer was hooked. I got him to send me all his, shell companies. He had like 3 in Dubai, 2 in Miami. Okay, I just kept making more excuses like, oh, international fees, send me a different one, send me a different one. Went and visited the addresses in Dubai in that video. We basically walked into a building in the outskirts of Dubai, and the entire building is filled with scams. Okay, there's like scam call centers for job interviews, and these scams run deep. I don't want to go deeper into this world, because this world they'll kill me. You're fucking with billions of dollars. So like, let's leave it at this video. Move on. All right, I got an entire world to explore. That's enough. So moving on, this is where we ran into issues. Silencing my voice. So to me, I'm just exploring, right? I'm just exploring cool shit. I'm making a video out of it. It's educational. We're laughing. We're showing the culture through humor, but we're also educating at the same time. Well, you see what this is right here? So this video is going viral. At this time, I have 240,000 subscribers. You know, my first video is finally picking up. Inside South Africa's underground weed trade. And it flatlines. It's going fully straight up, 400,000 views in a couple days. And it flatlines because YouTube made it rated R. 7 days into the video, YouTube made it rated R, 18 plus, because it's about weed. Okay, and when they make it 18 plus, you now have to verify your identity to watch. Okay, you have to actually put in a photo of your ID. You also don't get recommended the video. You have to search for the video yourself. So it completely nukes the video. You're not going to go viral. If you're watching on a TV, which a lot of people are, you're not going to put your ID in to watch a video. You're just going to move on to the next video. You know, you don't have the energy for that. So this is where we started noticing problems with this kind of content. We can't monetize. A lot of it's not going to go viral. We also had recorded a sequel to this already because I knew this video was so good that we were going to do a double one where he took us deeper into his massive weed factory with a bunch of partners deep in South Africa. And that's like, it's something, you know, standard in California, like that's legal there. But in South Africa, it's not. So that adds to it. You know, we're in the hoods of one of the most dangerous countries in the world in a weed factory with a random dude. And he's, I mean, at the end of the day, he was just a gardener. That's what he was. He likes his weed. You know, he sits there all day. He knows different chemical ways to grow it. He doesn't kill people, this guy. But we made a second video, and the second video got age restricted before we could even upload it. So we upload once a week. We spent 7 days producing the second video, and we go to upload it, 18 plus from the get-go. Well, that's not good, because if we upload this, it's not going to send out notifications. It's not going to make money. It's going to sit on the channel now with low views, making the channel look bad. So go, what happened? You know, why does his last video have 500,000 views at the time, and this one has 10K views. So this is where we noticed we started running into problems. So we started testing. We tested everything. We re-rendered this video maybe 20 times. No audio. Bleeped out marijuana or weed. Tried to bleep out specific frames. Rendered out specific 2 minutes of the video to see if this was the video. Rendered out these 3 minutes of the video to see if this was the part of the video that's causing it. Upload the video without video and see if the audio itself is going to age restrict it. Upload the video to another channel, because what if YouTube is recognizing that we're reusing content on this channel, so they're automatically age restricting it. So we tested about 20 different things. A few went through, but the ones that went through were not really usable. I don't know how well you guys can see the screen, but when you notice it, raise your hand. Notice? What did you notice?
The title says do not public, visit all untested.
Nope.
No. Shirt?
Shirt?
File name.
File name. What's the file name?
Donating money to homeless children.
Donating money to homeless children. That's how far we tested things. We started messing with the metadata to see if, hey, what if we put donating money to homeless children? Okay, and we bleeped out the weed. Is it going to still catch it? Still catches it. Their system was good. Okay? Look, age restricted. Okay? Donating money to homeless children, age restricted. So that's when we noticed this is going to be a long-term problem. Okay? We've tested so many different things. We need to figure out a way to get around this because, one, I'm trying to be huge. Okay? I'm not trying to keep getting hit by these things. And honestly, Ryan said that I gained 1.5 million to 2 million subs this year. I only gained 1 million in the last 12 months, but it should have been about 2.5. Most of my most viral videos actually got nuked at about 400K because in the initial first few months, we were still learning how to maneuver around monetization, age restriction, etc. And that's why I ended up building, going back to it. Pieces like these big pieces that do get age restricted, I don't even care that they don't make money. What I do care about is that they're not going to go viral because they don't make money, right? So there's only a certain amount of attention that there exists online. Like you're watching 10 hours, you're watching 3 hours. Well, why would they promote a video that's not getting monetized? Why would YouTube promote that? They're losing out on money too. So when your video gets limited or not even age restricted, just limited ads, like it's not 18 plus, you can still watch it, it still kills the video. You see videos that are going viral and they get limited ads and they slowly start to flatline. So we need to get around this, okay? But at the same time, I don't care if it doesn't make money. I just want it to make views because some of these pieces that I'm making are reputational pieces and they're priceless, okay? There's something about having a priceless reputation, which I chase more than money. Okay, I want people to look at my content and go, nobody is doing it like him. Okay, nobody has gone to the slums of Africa and bought a wife. And I know that might sound offensive, but what it is documenting reality through humor. Because that is a reality for them that exists. That they see somebody coming in, a foreigner with lighter skin, and all of a sudden they're willing to give up everything for the chance at a US passport or a green card. You know, and the message behind that is that we need to be more appreciative. Okay? Some people might be wanting to get mad at first glance, like, oh, fuck this guy, you know? But if you actually look into the deeper message, it's that you should appreciate life more. It's that people, and you know, they have their own problems, you have your own problems, but these are the lives that people are living. And we over here being in this room, okay, for example, not having to worry about where our next meal is, it is a blessing. And that's how I see these videos. I believe they're videos that push the narrative, that push the line, like, yeah, sure, I have to deal with demonetization here and demonetization there. But I believe the message of keeping that conversation open is very important. And I also value people with these reputations such as David Blaine, okay? When you think of David Blaine, there's nobody like David Blaine. You know, if you're thinking about magic, there was Chris Angel who was maybe as good as him. But then David Blaine went and just pushed the line of what a human can do. Okay? Borat. Sacha Baron Cohen is a creative genius who has pushed the satirical commentary, okay, the social political commentary through satire in a way where it offends so many people but also makes you ask all the right questions. Who in here has seen Dictator? Okay. Who in here has seen Dictator and likes Dictator? Oh, a few less hands. Well, if you didn't like Dictator, maybe you're not paying attention to the actual message that he's saying. I would recommend rewatching it. Dave Chappelle. Maybe a lot of you guys don't like Dave Chappelle, but I think Dave Chappelle is a creative genius. I think Dave Chappelle is so good at pushing the line, the conversation through humor, and making you realize that there are issues in our society that need to be talked about. And these are the kind of conversations that I like to start, and the kind of reputations that I want to build. So what's the solution to not getting monetized? Well, I created my own website, Arab Uncut, where I upload all the extended cuts of the videos of the stuff that I can't show on YouTube, right? So for the first few months, I was uploading everything on YouTube, the raw cuts of like, oh, this is super cool, like people have never seen this before, let's post it. Bang, demonetized because of it. Oh shit, I want people to see it still. So I created a website, I made it free. You can just hop on and see the footage, no strings attached. That website, oh, okay, first, why not Patreon? Okay, Patreon's already established, why create your own website? Well, first of all, Patreon can shut you down if they want. Okay, they've got a good system, but if they don't agree with you, they can shut you down. I'm a journalistic vlogger, okay? Anything I do can piss these guys off, and if they want to shut me down, well now my then like my own website, you know, go to my own, I built a product for you guys that is free. Go support it, come on, there's like not people bringing this kind of content, and that was working. You know, that was working. For example, this is a YouTuber who does dangerous stuff. He went and got kidnapped by the Taliban for 8 months. This is a friend of mine. Well, we're acquaintances online. He went and got kidnapped by the Taliban for 8 months. Let me ask you a question. Who here thinks they would survive getting kidnapped by the Taliban for 8 months? Raise your hand. You, what would be your strategy?
Try not to get killed.
Try not to get killed. Can you elaborate on that?
Well, knowing the fact that extremists like Muslim, not to get political or religious, but they actually they might regard you as a hostage, like how they are in Israel right now. Like they're not killing the hostages. Maybe they're treating them right for whatever weird reason. I don't know what it is, but they do have a soul, you know.
They do have a soul. They do have a soul. I like that. You also said you would survive. How would you survive?
I would survive by befriending them.
Wow, that's the correct answer. You survive by befriending them, okay? When you go in here without the idea that these guys are dangerous, and you're looking at the positive side of things, that's how you survive in these situations. That's how I survive in all the situations I've been in. Sitting face to face with a guy who's killed 150 people, okay? My arm is around him. Yeah, I'm making a sick piece of content. After this, I'm never going to see this guy again, okay? But at the moment, it was a good memory. I got a good piece of footage. I had a conversation with a guy and asked him what his favorite food was, where it all went wrong, what he wanted to be as a kid growing up. And on top of that, what's the craziest thing he's done when it comes to dismembering a human? Weird questions to put together. But the answer is to befriend them. So this guy befriended the Taliban while down there. You know, he sat with them. He started speaking good about them. He actually had a correspondent, friend of his in Afghanistan, tweeting off his account. So when he started tweeting off his account about how he's with the Taliban right now, Patreon banned his account. They said, and they didn't ban his account for posting on Patreon. They banned his account for posting on Twitter. Why would I trust a site that is going to ban my main source of revenue for posting on a completely different platform, okay, when I'm just trying to survive? Look, the guy's friends with them now. He built a good friendship with them, 8 months, you know, being in their being a hostage. You befriend them. You know, he's now investing in the gold mines there. You know, I don't even think Afghanistan's that dangerous anymore. I think it's way easier than the cartel, even though people say it's like, oh, Afghanistan, like you got to go to Afghanistan. I think Afghanistan's going to be a walk in the park. You know, like they're running it again. As long as you go there and you're respecting their culture, you're fine. But anyways, this guy got his main source of revenue banned because he was hanging out with the Taliban. So I got banned on Vimeo, I was hosting on Vimeo for my website. Vimeo banned me a few months into using the service. They said my content was a little bit too much. You know, if I'm coming into the favelas of Brazil and documenting an open drug market in the middle of the street, that's journalistic. But because I'm sitting there laughing with these guys in order to get this content, you know, I'm getting you the raw and real experience, I'm laughing with them. Now it's considered bad. Now it's considered bad because I'm not a shitty journalist sitting in front of a chair, you know, asking them like, yo, why are you so evil? You know, no, I'm asking them like, hey, like, do you guys play football with the kids? Like, what do you do on a daily basis when you're not actually doing crime? You know, there's no way you're killing people. There's no way you're killing people 24 hours a day, right? Like, they gotta just be saying that. So, my website was free. My website was free, and within about 4.5 to 5 months, we got up to 400,000 users. People were hopping on this website to see guns to my head in the slums of Egypt, okay? I went to the slums of Egypt at 2 a.m., met up with a local gang an hour out of Cairo, the center of Cairo, and they basically held up a makeshift revolver to my head. It was about twice the size of a regular revolver, so twice the size of what I'm holding up right now. You know, they held that up to my head. They taught me how to use switchblades, like literally right in front of my face. I'm in a corner, I'm pinned in a corner, and they're 12-year-olds, switchblading. Okay, and I'm like, ha. So, but they were cool. They were very hospitable. So like these kind of things, right? Like this is a video that went super viral on YouTube that I had to remove. There's a various amount of reasons that I have to remove videos. But I put them on my website and they were free. But the website blew up so fast that it started costing thousands of dollars. You know, you have so much bandwidth, you can't really afford it because YouTube isn't paying you. And you have this, you know, free database. So I basically made the website paid about 45 days ago. I made the website paid. I left all the videos that were free prior free. And everything after it is now paid. And it's a subscription-based website. And that's what we've got now. I've got my own product. I control it. We've also built the website from the ground up. It launches. I own all the code. It launches in a couple weeks. And nobody can really remove us anymore. I own my audience. We've got an email list of about 513,000 people right now. And on the website, we've got 3,000 paid users in the last about 14 days. So we had about 1,000 paid users, and then we got an extra 3,000. Some of them also, you know, undid their subscriptions. We're still learning, we're testing, but now I own my audience. I've got a guaranteed income stream of 20 to 30K a month. I never took sponsors, by the way. Never took a single sponsor. Plenty of sponsors trying to promote on my YouTube channel. Sponsors are willing to pay $5,000 to $10,000 a video for a 30 to 60 second ad integration. Well, why would I promote a sponsor when I can just create my own product, own my audience, and it feels less scummy than promoting a, you know, hair loss product that I would never use. Right? That's what all these YouTubers are doing. Most of the products they promote, they're just trying to generate revenue to build generational wealth. Well, I also care about my audience. I don't want to promote something I don't use. You know, you can offer me any amount of money. If I don't like the product, I will not promote it. Okay? But like, you know, if Insta360 comes by and says, hey, take our camera to the hood, I'll do it. But yeah, I think that's all I did for the presentation. That's my career. That's what I have so far. And for the rest of this, we'll do Q&A. I would recommend, if you guys have any questions about a specific place. I know Ryan wants me to tell how I get into specific places. So if you guys want to pull up your phones, open YouTube and search Arab, you can feel free to just dive through the last 50 videos on the channel, and we'll do some Q&As here, and you can ask me, you know, how I got into a specific place, or whether it be you want to ask a technical question or a you know, team question. I'd like to leave the stage open now. Yeah.
Who influenced you to look at people this way? Like parents, who made you like look at every person as a story? Like, how do you get that perspective? Is it your mom and dad?
No, my mom and dad actually taught me how to be a pleaser. My mom taught me how to be a pleaser, so I grew up in a Maronite Catholic Lebanese community, and here in the USA, and I was good with all the parents. I was very charismatic, and the USA, I used to get randomly selected for the first 20 years of my life, you know, post 9/11, Middle Easterner. We had to go to the airport 6 hours early. I didn't, because they would search all 10 of our bags. Ruthlessly. I didn't know you could go to the airport an hour before your flight until like 4 years ago. I still sometimes like, oh, 3.5 hours, shit. Like, and then I get there, oh, I'm here for 3 more hours, you know? So these things influence you, but at the same time, what am I gonna do, complain about it? So I just learned a different perspective. I also started seeing in gaming in the space I was, it was turning very like cancel culture-y. Oh, you can't say this, it's harmful. I'm from Lebanon. We're getting bombed right now, you know, but everyone's still living life casually. Like I was thinking the other day, actually, when I was in the airport this morning eating Chick-fil-A, thinking about Lebanon. I was like, if a bomb actually went off right now in the airport, this biscuit is so fucking good, I'm not gonna move. I'm gonna finish eating my Chick-fil-A biscuit, and everybody else in this airport's gonna run. I'll be like, oh, I've seen this shit before, you know? So my perspective on life's a bit different, where I'm jaded. I'm definitely more jaded now that I've done a lot of the things that I have and seen a lot of the things that I have. But I believe that we all come from one race, or one species, the human species, you know? And I think it's important that when you treat someone like an animal long enough, they're gonna act like an animal. So if you come in without that perspective, look, don't get me wrong, these people could kill me at any moment. A lot of the places I go, they're pretty lawless, right? But if you treat them from that perspective, then they're gonna act back like that. Ryan, I guess, am I over my time? Okay, any other question? Yeah, I like you. You've been very attentive.
Oh, man, thanks. Do you feel, and because you're going to push the limits, I love what you do, but do you feel deep down that one day this is going to end badly? And are you comfortable with that?
In what way?
Death, that someone might try to kill you.
Look, in Mexico, I felt what it was like to maybe almost die for the first time. A lot of the time when I'm in these places, I kind of just forget about it. It's out of my control, so let's just enjoy the moment. In Mexico, on day one, we actually, the leader that was showing us around was a very powerful leader in Mexico City. The idea was that on day one, he's going to show us the good side of what they do before they let us into like their arms markets or whatever. Well, the hitman that had taken me to Mexico, basically what happened is I was scrolling Instagram a couple months prior, and I saw a reel that said, ex-cartel hitman guided to Islam. So I go, oh, fuck, this is the one time in my life I'm going to be able to document the cartel. We got this guy who used to be a hitman who's well connected and he's now holy. Fuck yeah. So I messaged him. It's like, hey, let's do this. He's like, yeah. So we went. He connected us. So all right, everything's going good. Well, he had also done an interview with Lad Bible that amassed 1.5 million views that he didn't tell me about prior to us going. And it came out about a week before we went, a week and a half before we went. And that made him kind of a high-profile figure, right? It's not just 1.5 million views. It's 1.5 million targeted views of people that are interested in this subject, right? It's an ex-hitman telling his story. So he's now a high-profile target, definitely being watched by Mexico government. I'm a YouTuber who does this kind of stupid shit, so I'm also probably on their radar. Now we're hanging out with a boss in the city, and even though he hasn't showed us anything, he's just showing us like the good. He's showing us his charity that he runs for disabled people. He's showing us his refugee camps that you saw in that video. He gets raided that same night. So now he assumes, oh, okay, well, I was showing these guys around. These guys are the issue. So our whole plan of seeing the arms markets and whatever fell through, and my guide basically had to improvise. So the next 2 days we kind of hung out with like some local gangs to basically re-earn credibility and trust, because he probably thought I was a like an insider. So yeah, these things do happen, and they do suck, but I think it happened for a reason. I think God protected us there. And I think it was also a sign that, hey, like, your life's not in... If you watch episode 4, our car broke down 3 times. 3 different cars broke. I haven't had a car break down in years. And 3 cars broke down on our way to interview a hitman and our way out of Mexico City. That was a sign that, like, okay, either God's but he didn't kill me yet, so I think we're good. It's part of it, yeah. But at the same time, like, bro, I grew up with a mother who said, like, you know, don't go out the house in Lebanon. They're bombing right now, you know, and they're bombing 3 hours away. Like, what is there to be afraid of? Like, I can't just be afraid of life. If I was afraid of life, I'm gonna be stuck in my room all day, you know, or in my house, not leaving the house. Like, I still got a life to live. So, yeah, I do know that I might die. That's part of it. It's kind of fun. I know that sounds a things I lived this year, I forgot them already. You know, the only way I remember them is going back and watching the video, because I'm filling my life with constant activities, and yeah, I'd like to look back 10 years from now and go, holy shit, look what I lived, or I might be dead, so.
Actually, I have to cut it. If you want, we're doing an open Q&A in about 35, 40 minutes. I'm gonna have myself, Arab, and Adley come up. Is that cool for everybody? So don't get out of your seats.
Wait, give me one more.
All right, one more.
Come on, one more question.
One more. It better be a good fucking question. Paying by the minute.
I told him I would answer his question prior. Well, you seem like you have a good question. You've been very attentive. I'll answer your question after. So, okay, you go ahead. No, curly hair.
Very good. I love you, start.
There's a lot of pressure.
It's actually very simple. You say that you're afraid of death or not?
When I say I'm afraid of death, I definitely don't want to die. Yeah, I felt that in Mexico when that boss basically wanted us dead. My face started twitching. I kind of realized, like, yo, shit, this is actually real now. But I do like the mission that I'm on. I do like the fact that I'm starting a conversation, and I think that mission is more important in the current climate, because there's a bigger goal. It's not just like Hitman. This is the start. This is how to build the name. But there's a bigger goal in what I'm building, and that's keeping the conversation open of free speech. I think we're in a climate in the world right now where they're trying to silence a lot of us. If you notice social media, which runs the world now, we don't have laws for social media. And all these social medias are ran by billionaires that are pushing an agenda. So if you speak out on something that, that you think is wrong, they silence it slowly. I've gotten many slaps on the wrist for things I've said where my YouTube channel gets shadow banned because of one sentence that I said, and I know it's because of that. And they shadow ban you for like 2 months, and then, you know, you're allowed back up. But it's just like, hey, don't do it again. We own you. So, yeah, that's my answer.
Dope. Well, can everybody stand up and give everybody? I want to give you a dope clip. So we're gonna do like a little. If you like this presentation, subscribe to the channel because I'm gonna be posting all the presentations from the Attention Summit. Peace.